This is the hottest and deadliest place in the world. 9.06 million square meters of scorching yellow sand, the size of the United States. Every year, people die crossing the desert. The heat turns them into dried meat. Being trapped here is like being cooked alive. And this will be Bel's greatest challenge. He'll be demonstrating how to cross this extreme land. Sahara Desert. Helicopters hovering at 8,000 feet. Here Bel will leap, and he'll bring only a few basic survival tools. Once safely on the ground, Bel will immediately go to look for water. Because the summer temperature in the Sahara is over 54 degrees Celsius, even if you touch the sand with your hands, within seconds you will have to retract your hand. The only way out of here is a few hundred miles away in the Atlas Mountains. But you can't go that far in the heat of the desert. You can only try to stay alive until you're rescued. You have to keep a cool head. If you get lost here, you're most likely to die of dehydration and heat stroke, and it only takes a few hours for both to kill you. That's why Bel has to make his shirt into an Arabian hijab. The heat can make you dizzy. Your body won't respond, and before you know it, you'll be the poster child for a bald eagle. To keep yourself cool, the first thing Bel does is to pee on his clothes. But it's disgusting, but it helps cool him down. He can keep his head cool to avoid heat stroke. After this, Bel has to start on the road. If you want to stay alive here, we need food, but even more important is water. But it's not easy. The annual rainfall here is only 7.6 centimeters. Only the toughest creatures can survive here. Just as Bel was looking for food, he found a small camel spider. They're somewhere between a scorpion and a spider. They can grow to about 15 centimeters in length. They're very aggressive. It is said that desert soldiers are also afraid of them. This one is a fast runner, about 16 kilometers per hour, faster than Bel climbing the sand dunes uphill. Although he is edible, but it doesn't look very tasty. Those claws of his are dangerous. If he catches you, it hurts. You need to remove these claws before eating. Then the rest can be eaten. Look at the softness. What's inside the small part? Bel doesn't want to eat this stuff, but it provides protein and energy. It gives you the protein and energy you need to survive in the desert. It's like some kind of thick juice when you eat it. It's kind of gross to peel it off in Bel's mouth, even though he's small, but the effect is much greater than you think. The only way to survive is to eat small amounts of food. If you eat too much, digestion will use up water. Makes you more likely to become dehydrated. You can die of dehydration in just a few hours, and Bel's water bottle only had about a liter of water in it. But in this heat, this amount of water is obviously not enough. Bel needed to divide that liter of water wisely. He took a small sip and put it in his mouth. This way he could keep his mouth and throat moist. It's a simple survival technique, but it would keep Bel alive for a few more hours. That's the only way he can hope to survive. A man can go without food for 3 weeks without dying, but in the desert, without water. If you can survive 24 hours, you're lucky. Finding water is a matter of life and death. You have to climb as high as you can. Look for any sign of water. But climbing in these sand dunes is so hard. It's like climbing a mountain made of Yangtze River. You can't put any effort into it. Every time you climb, you slide down 2 steps. After 45 minutes of hard climbing, Bel finally reached the sand area. A look at the distant tree canopy. There might be a water source there, and Bel needed to get there before it got dark.